Ya regresamos a Domingo Live. We certainly hope you're having a beautiful morning porque ya sí está caliente, as you well know.
Yes, it's
You're out there for 4 hours.
That's right.
¿Verdad?
That's right. Make sure you hydrate.
Oh yeah, but make sure you hydrate, and if you can, don't go outside.
Stay
inside. Go to the mall. Go out and just walk around. Enjoy the coolness right now that we can have. If you're fortunate enough, if you don't have the opportunity to go out, please check on your relatives, especially if they're elderly and they're home, están solitos y no quieren prender el air conditioner porque gasta mucha electricidad. Right. Invite them over, go over and check on them, make sure they're okay.
And your pets as well.
Absolutely, también. Now, with that, we have an opportunity here to speak to these wonderful musicians and artists, and my goodness, they just bring a fresh new idea, new sound to our culture here in South Texas. Piñata Protest from San Antonio. Welcome to Domingo Live. We're so happy to have you guys here.
Great to be here.
Gracias. So get everybody introduced. Can everybody introduce themselves and say?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Oh, should I start?
Yeah, whoever.
Hey, I'm Regino. I play guitar.
I am Richie. I play bass.
Chris Ruptive, drums.
Kelly Rosa. I play the güiro and jarana.
Álvaro del Norte, accordion, and I sing.
It's so good to have you here.
How was Piñata Protest founded?
Well, we started basically from the idea of the love of punk rock and ska and rock and roll, all those genres that that we all discovered as teenagers, as rebellious teenagers. But also at the same time from all the music that we grew up listening to from our parents, the Tejano, cumbia, norteño, conjunto, all those genres, and we decided just to really bring them together, and see what we come up with, and that's where our sound comes from, and that's where the spirit of this band was born.
Absolutely, and that spirit is what's keeping you in the forefront right now, and I want folks at home to listen to what their story is, because we heard the same, almost similar story from a young lady that we had here last week called Laura Denise y los Brillantes, who embraced country, who got the call from Nashville and went there, 30-hour drive and made it there, and now they're touring everywhere. These folks right here, Piñata Protest, you're about to take a tour through Texas and overseas already. That right there, my friends, spells success. You've got talent. Tell me about it. What is your inspiration?
My inspiration is my family, everything that I grew up. My parents, I come from Mexico, we're an immigrant family, and a lot of that was, especially groups like Los Tigres del Norte that spoke about the immigrant experience. And I think that to me was at least the inspiration for combining the genres, because, bands like that spoke to me, and I kind of wanted to create something that would speak to other young brown kids, because, at the end of the day, we don't always like the music that we parents like.
Yeah.
But, sometimes we get into other styles of music, rap, hip hop, punk, metal, whatever. And I kind of wanted, in a way too, I wanted to create music that other Chicanos would also like as well.
Sure.
Have you had a chance to work with any of the groups that inspired you and influenced you?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, we played one show with Ramona Ayala a long time ago. That was a big thing. But a lot of the bands that we grew up listening to, like Brujeria, Voodoo Glow Skulls,
The Casualties.
Yeah, a lot of these punk rock and ska bands. For sure.
Pretty awesome. So Kelly, how does it feel working with all these talented young men, and how is it that you ended up in the group?
Sure, so I actually play traditional son jarocho music, and one of the cool things that Piñata Protest as a band does is they also embrace traditional folk music, whether that's conjunto, tejano. Alvaro has this really cool event called Talon Fest. And so I play traditional son from Veracruz, and I also play all this Latin percussion, and honestly, they just needed a fill-in one day, and I happened to be at the same event playing the same instrument, and it was one of those like, Kelly, ¿nos haces el paro? And I was like, ahorita, and he was like, yeah, like right now. And that I think was like 2 or 3 years ago. And so, you know, I also sell the merch, which is, you know, we have stuff online now. Ya tenemos cosas en línea.
Okay, tell us about
Tiene
it.
mucho tiempo que nos están pidiendo, podemos pedir en línea porque no hay mi tamaño. So you can check us out on social media. We've got some stuff up. And so, you know, I think for me, especially when we play House of Rock and the all-age shows, I really like seeing chamaquitas,
Yes.
young brown girls
Exactly.
come and see a mujer on stage.
Sure,
And, you know, I think it's important to see that representation.
Yes.
And, you know, when I was growing up, I didn't get to play instruments really. It was something I kind of did like on the low.
Yes.
I told my parents, voy al Centro Cultural a bailar. A bailar. But I was really learning instruments. And so I think, you know, it's been really cool to not only just be una mujer, but una mujer fuerte in a scene that is pretty white, honestly, but also dominated by men. And then to also have the opportunity to share our traditional folk music with, you know, punk audiences. I think it's super cool to see younger people be proud of su cultura, right, of where they come from. I think that's something that is important that Piñata does, right? We're all just brown kids who, you know, some of us are no sabo kids, algunos de nosotros, pero nos da orgullo, ¿no? Poder tocar esa música. Sometimes we'll sound check with like La Puerta Negra.
There you
Yeah.
go.
And you'll see the whole crowd go back to like their childhood, and
Yeah.
it's really beautiful to be able to carry on those tradiciones, right? Because if we don't, who will?
Who does?
Who will?
And where are you from?
I'm from California,
From California.
but my familia is from Jalisco,
Nice.
from Los Altos.
Good, very good.
Kelly's actually been opening up the shows with Jarana, just her by herself, in front of huge crowds, you know, with her little Jarana.
Sure.
To play some son jarocho,
love
and
that.
she's a great like way to start our show, and she can really hold her own, and it's-
Starts it off with a lot of energy there.
I try.
And she, you know, she's playing this super traditional music at these punk rock and metal shows.
Right.
And we're actually going to be going on tour with can't say it yet, but a super metal, you know, band.
We
So I'm
can't
really
say it yet.
excited to see how they react to Kelly with her jarana. So that'll be very interesting.
My goodness. And you guys tell us a little bit about yourselves real quick.
Yeah, okay. Well, real quick, I also want to say happy birthday to my dad. It's his birthday
Oh,
today.
happy birthday, feliz cumpleaños.
What's up, Dad?
Look,
Yeah.
it's me.
Yeah, hey, it's me. I look like you.
I made it. I love
Same
it.
name. Regino. I'm from Laredo. I'm actually from the city right across from where Alvaro was born. And kind of the same story. I don't know if he mentioned it earlier, but kind of grew up hating this music. Like,
Yeah.
not a big
Yeah.
fan.
Yeah.
Maybe not hate, but I wasn't a big fan. And it wasn't until I met Alvaro that I actually started appreciating kind of like what he was doing. And he got me inspired to kind of keep up that tradition of trying to keep quote unquote accordion music live,
Sure.
you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's been a blast ever since I've joined. Richie?
Yeah, I've been with the band for what, 5 years almost now? 6 years? So yeah, it's been nothing but good times since I joined.
Where are you from?
San Antonio.
San
Very
Antonio.
San Antonio, born in
The West Side.
yeah, West Side, San Antonio.
There you
Yeah.
go. Awesome.
Yeah.
And over here on this end?
Chris, born and raised in San Antonio. I've been playing drums since I was 14, been playing in CD, punk rock, dive bars since I was 14, 15 as well. Pretty much I got started right away, started playing shows because I love the chaos of all that.
Sure.
Unfortunately though, you know, you don't make much money and, you know,
Sure.
it can be dangerous sometimes. And thankfully, you know,
For
out
sure.
of nowhere, these guys like, hey, you want to be in a better band? Like you want to actually go on tour? You actually want to do something musically? I'm like, well, I got nothing else to do today, so yeah, sure.
Why
Well,
not?
I love
Right?
that.
True
That was
story.
6 years ago, and here we are.
Thank
So
you.
I understand some of your music is actually features some soundtracks and some films. Talk to us about that.
For sure. Yeah, we've been part of several films like Me Estás Matando Susana, which
Very
featured
good.
Gael Garcia Bernal.
Yes.
That was a great project to be part of. They asked us to do some original music for that. We've been part of many, I don't know, few good number of independent films. And actually, we're going to be doing another one. I can't say anything yet, but we're going to be doing some
So
more.
many secrets you have.
I don't. I mean, yeah, but yeah, we're going to be doing some more stuff we're very excited about
We
it.
look forward to
Yeah, we
it.
look forward to
Piñata
it.
Protest,
That's
you
right.
guys. I love that you guys spoke and titled the group's name as appropriate as it is.
Yes,
Piñata
Piñata,
Protest.
that's
It's
right.
different. It's different. It's bright. It's fresh. And the thing is that you're proud of your culture. You're proud of your talents, as you should be, because you have them. And this right here.
That's right.
El color de la piel de nosotros, representando a todos nosotros, los mexicoamericanos. Thank you guys for
Thank
doing what you
you.
do. We're going to hear more from Piñata Protest coming up in a little bit on Domingo Live, so stick around. We will be right back.